Hi everyone, it's Colin McEwen from the New Fly Fisher. The video you're about to watch is a very special one because it's about a place that we really love to go. It's kind of a best of. In fact, this is a place I think we've done 6 or 7 shows just because we love going to this place. It's Hawk Lake Lodge. The owner, Ted Putnam, has become quite a friend over the years. And I gotta tell you, one of the reasons we go there isn't because he's just a great guy, but it's also because of the fishing. Incredible bass fishing, pike fishing, even walleye fishing on a fly. One night I caught a 25-inch, a 27-inch, and even a 30-inch walleye on a fly. Where do you get to do that kind of thing at a drive-to location? So what we've done is we've cut all the best of Hawk Lake Lodge over the years into the following video, and we hope you enjoy it.
On this week's episode, I've driven up to northwestern Ontario, just outside of the town of Dryden, to visit Hawk Lake Lodge. I have long heard about the exceptional fishing at this lodge, which has been created because of its total catch and release policy. Best of all, they're an Orvis-endorsed lodge that specializes in fly fishing. This unique drive-to 5-star facility is operated as an exclusive private retreat. Hawk Lake Lodge's central facility was first crafted back in the 1930s and features incredible views from all angles. Today it continues a legacy of old-style lodge beauty combined with modern cabins and cottages for anglers and families. Joining me today is Ted Putnam, owner of Hawk Lake Lodge. A fly fishing enthusiast, Ted has spent years fishing these waters. Like most lodge owners, he's always busy running the show, and so when I asked him to join me for a few days of fishing, he jumped at the chance. When fishing bass, structure is key, especially if it's adjacent to deeper water. Bass like deep water as it provides security from predators. Structure you should pay attention to on clear wilderness lakes are rocky shorelines, shoals, fallen trees, weed beds, beaver lodges, or anything that will provide cover for ambushing prey. Hawk Lake is blessed with an abundance of structure like this.
See a bass underneath it, but he's not taking it.
See him
There he
fall?
goes.
Well, that's a nice fish.
I could see him. What he did is he came over the rock, so
Yeah.
I could see his dark shadow.
That's a pretty one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, here we go.
So I gave it a couple quick pops and then let it sit, and he took it on the pause. So what I did was, and the reason I do that, Ted, is I got taught that if you do the real quick pops and then let it sit, it's the I'm trying to get away, but all of a sudden it pauses because there's something wrong with it. And they are always looking for something in distress.
Yeah.
So, oh, look at this. This guy's so strong. Just can't get away. Oh, what a quality fishery. Look at that.
Pretty fish.
How could anybody not enjoy this?
Oh, look at that.
Look at that. That's a beautiful bass. So we're using 10-pound tippet. I'm using a 9-foot leader just with the poppers just to get it away. And I like using a tapered leader when I'm, oh yeah, when I'm using, oh, look at that. Oh, wow. Bring that to you. When we're using
Wow.
we're using a tapered leader because I want to flip that popper. You can see it right in the corner. And it'll just come out real easy there. Look at that. So you can see just a little popper like that. You got a nice sized fish. It's just
Almost 18.
yeah,
18.
just a tit under 18. It's a beautiful fish.
Beautiful fish.
All right, I'll get him in here. And I'll just bring him up on my hand. And I'll leave.
This is the post-spawn period, with many large females that are hungry and feeding heavily. They're often cruising along rocky shorelines and hanging near drop-offs. During this time of the year, action can be literally non-stop.
Is that the big one?
It might be.
All right, there, Ted. Good job. We just saw this. I'm throwing a pike fly, and I had a big, big bass come in and fall. And said to Ted, "Oh yeah, that's nice. That's a nice fish." And I hate to say it, that's a big fish. That wasn't the fish.
No.
Like the one I saw was 6 pounds.
Was he?
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's-
big fish. Okay, okay. We want to be bringing these fish in relatively quick. That's beautiful, beautiful fish. What's this, like 4 feet of water?
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
Head first. Oh, that's 18.
Yeah.
That's an 18.
He's well fed.
Fish. Yeah, a little tiny popper. Right in the corner of the jaw here. There you go. You see? Yellow on the bottom's the color today. That's working with these guys. And it's nice because the camera can see these on the surface, but it's good for us as anglers to see it. But yellow. Something dark. If it was a light day, we might go something light. All right. Beautiful. Good job, Ted.
Pretty fish.
Nice cast. Hawk Lake guest cabins, all with lakeside decks, are private, spacious, and tastefully furnished. Cabins are 1, 2, 3, or 4 bedroom in design. Each cabin has at least one full private bath and is fully carpeted with electrical heating. All cabins look out onto the lake and provide a wonderful place to relax and recharge after a full day of fishing.
One of the reasons why the fishing is so exceptional here is we've been practicing catch and release for over 3 decades. The fishing is exceptional for many reasons. There's a large forage base as well as crystal clear water, which really allows the fish to grow to huge sizes. The bass anywhere from 18 to 22 inches. The walleye from 25 all the way up to 34 and 35 inches are actually common on these lakes. And that's really because we've been practicing catch and release for many, many years. Their service here is so exceptional because we have a wonderful staff. They're excited to see you. They're here for you 24 hours a day. And they want to make sure you have the best trip you can possibly have. Bam!
Oh, I got him. Oh, yeah. At Hawk Lake, I use poppers to entice the smallmouth into vicious surface strikes.
Here he comes. There he comes. All right.
Oh. When using poppers, there's a few key things to remember. After you cast to a likely looking spot, such as fallen timber or a rocky point, let the popper sit after it lands. Avoid the temptation to start your retrieve. I like to wait until the surface rings have dissipated before popping the fly. Very often, this is when I've caught some really nice fish. Next, just make one pop of the fly, then again, wait. Very often, this is when a fish that has been eyeing your fly will strike. The last point is that when retrieving the fly, mix it up a bit. Use a slow popping retrieve, a fast one, and sometimes a combination of both. That way, you'll be able to ascertain what they want.
There he goes. Here he comes. Got him. Here he comes. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Do the test. 18 and a half.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful bass. It's an 8-weight rod I'm using. That's full sinking line. This one I'm gonna have to get photos of. Whoa! Unless it's a pike. Could be a big pike too. I don't know. That's a big walleye. Look at the fight. Now it's this cold, clear water that you have here. That really makes it special. Let's go to the boat. The motor. You see, I'm not pinching the line, but I've got it close by to kind of hold it. Let's bring the drag. Grab some line. I keep reversing. I'm trying to get them tired out. Oh, that's a big fish. That's a big walleye. I wonder if this will be a 30-incher. It'd be great. Great way for me to end my great trip here to Hawk Lake Lodge. We've had incredible bass fishing, got some nice pike, but boy, smallmouth fish. Oh, look at that. All right. Oh, man.
I can't lift him out of the net.
All right.
Look at the size of that.
That's the biggest walleye I've ever caught. That's my biggest walleye. That's 30 inches anyway. Let's pop it out, and that's the fly that's doing it. Long leech that put a little bit of floatant on the head. Oh my goodness. Look at that walleye. Is that incredible? I gotta wait. I gotta see what size that is, Ted. That is tail to the end. That is 29 inches. Just short of 30 inches. Wow. What a fish. I gotta be careful. I don't fall in. Oh, look, he's already tight, and there he goes. Well, what an incredible. Listen, Ted, thank you.
That's dynamite.
I've just had a great time here. As you can see, I got slime all over my face. Wow, what a great place Hawk Lake Lodge is. If you get a chance, come here.
If you've not tried fly fishing for smallmouth bass, you should. These hard-fighting fish are always a surprise. You think you've got a 7-pound bass, only to find out the fish weighs half that when you finally get it in the net. Landing a smallmouth bass is tough because they never give up. These brown bass are full of stamina and determination, probably more than any other species I have caught for their size. It's for this reason I've come to Hawk Lake Lodge in beautiful northwestern Ontario. Hawk Lake has an outstanding smallmouth bass fishery. Upon arrival at the lodge and unpacking and setting up equipment, it only left us a short time to fish on the first day. So, after supper, Ted took us out in the main lake not too far from the lodge. Conditions were calm and perfect for using surface poppers. When using a popper, you must cast out, and when the fly lands, you must wait until most of the ripples have subsided. You then impart a jerking motion on your rod tip to make the fly pop on the surface of the water. This imitates a frog or any animal struggling to swim and get away. When bass are eating poppers, the strikes can be fierce and explosive.
Yeah. I love me some smallmouth on the fly. Nothing like them. Nothing like them. Good fish. Yes, sir. Let's pass her up here.
Excellent.
There we go. Oh, that's pretty good.
Good start to the evening.
Good start to the evening. Just finished supper. Not huge, but up past the middle of my arm, so not bad. Not bad. Oh, let her go. Now, the camera can see, you've got a bunch of rocks here. 3 of them right there. I cast right in the middle, and that's where he was. There's got to be other rocks on the bottom for structure for them to hold around. This is the type of structure that you look for.
The conditions had changed from the previous evening, and the bass had no interest in rising to a popper at this time. I had to be versatile and change my setup. I went to an intermediate sinking line, to a 3-foot, 8-pound leader, and then a streamer.
Got him. Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
And hold on a second. Oh, yeah, got it. Got it. Well, there we go. Not overly large, but lots of fun. Lots of fun.
When fishing bass, structure is key, especially if it's adjacent to deeper water. Bass like deep water as it provides security for them from predators. Structure you should pay attention to is docks, rocky shorelines, shoals, fallen trees, weed beds, beaver lodges, or anything that will provide cover for ambushing prey. Hawk Lake is blessed with non-stop structure of this kind.
Ooh, that's a good sign.
Good man, Ted.
Well, it pays you just keep
Now, what did you do
exploring.
there, Ted?
Well, I just saw a couple boulders here, and the wind's pushing into them, so I just let the fly sit real still and drift right above the boulder there, and boom,
That's a good fish.
came up and smashed it.
All right. Yeah, nice fish. Very nice
right.
fish.
Excellent. That'll work.
Yep. On a popper, too, so that was nice.
Even better. Bill, you want to use the popper now?
No, you go ahead. I got no problem with you catching a fish. It's
Oh,
fine
well,
with
it's
me.
not my job to catch the fish. I mean,
I share the wealth.
All right. So a lot of people like to come in the spring where they're real shallow, when the fishing is quite good. But some of my more diehard fly fishermen really enjoy later in the summer where the bass is set up on structure. The topwater fishing is excellent, as you probably saw today, with poppers and dry flies, and it's a lot of fun. Most of my guests book when they leave upon departure, so about a year out, but you can book anytime between 3 and 4 months out, and we have lots of availability typically in the summer, so if you want to take a last-minute trip and escape, it's pretty easy to come on in and have a good trip.
Yeah. Whoa. This is a good fish. Coming toward you.
Yep, I'm ready.
Coming toward you. Good man.
There you go. That's a better fish.
Yeah, this is a pretty good fish here. This is a pretty good one. That's a pretty good slab. I'm liking it. Yeah, let's get him back in the water. There we go.
Conditions had changed once again, and we are now targeting deep water, so I went back to my floating line and popper setup and fished tight to the shoreline. Ted had mentioned to me that fish in this area would hold tight to the cliff.
Got him. Oh, it's a good fish too.
Good.
Yeah. Maybe not as big as I thought, but he certainly hit it hard. We are in deep water now, and I went on top. Go figure. And there we go. Come here, you. Open your mouth. There you go. Not bad. Yeah.
What happened was we come by the deep water here and we actually seen some fish rising. And we've been concentrating on shallow water up until now, and Ted said, well, let's try the deep. Maybe that's where they're staging, getting ready to come in. And that's exactly what's right. And for some reason, they don't want anything on the surface around here. They want to knock it away. So let's do that again. Hey, yes, sir. Right along the shoreline. We're in deep water. They're not in shallow water today. Right out in deep, and I'm hitting right as close to the shore as I can. I think they're hugging tight to the shoreline. How big is he? Not real big, but, oh, and off he goes. Well, a good loss, a good loss. So we'll get the camera to pan around, and you'll see the shoreline that I'm working. I'm actually hitting the shoreline. Oh, that's a good fish.
Yep.
Who'd have thunk it with this deep water? I never would have picked that at all. Right beside the cliffs, deep water. Good fish. Oh yeah, he's pulling hard. He's pulling hard. Now that was out 10 feet from the cliff itself, but wow. I think he must have followed it out. I haven't seen him yet, other than when he first came up. Yeah.
All right.
Good fish.
There we go. Oh, he's work.
Now that's a heifer.
Yeah.
A little more like what we're looking for. Oh, fly come out too.
Yeah, catch and release.
Let you take the fly out.
Yep.
There you go. Right 10 feet off the cliff itself. Nice fish. Nice fish.
We're very proud to be the only Orbis endorsed lodge in Ontario and one of only 8 in the country. And because of that, we provide services that many other lodges just can't provide. We have expert fly fishermen on staff to guide you if you'd like. We have a full fly shop. We have Orbis rods, 6 and 8 weight, brand new rods you can use free of charge. And we find that our guests really enjoy that, especially even spin fishermen that want to try fly fishing for the first time and aren't really sure how to get into it. We're happy to take you out, give you a little free instruction, and away you go.
After supper, we decided to go after walleye on the main lake. I got a thrill with a high-speed trip on Ted's new bass boat. A trip that should have taken 15 minutes now only takes 5. Colin McEwen had previously been here to visit Hawk Lake and caught a monster of a walleye on the fly. Ted decided to try his luck, though, with a spinning rod. Good man.
It's a decent one. He's
Oh,
a
fuck.
big fish. He's not coming anytime soon. This is high 20s for sure. That's a really big walleye, Mr. Spicer.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
That's 10 pounds or better.
It's a big flipping fish. Holy wow.
Ted.
Yeah, that's not small.
That's not small.
Are you kidding me? That is a big, big walleye. Wow.
Ted. Ted.
Look at the size of that. Oh, that's a big one.
That is a Kodak moment, my friend.
That's 77, so that's a 30-inch walleye.
77.
78, it's actually 78.
78, yeah. Right on the 70.
Good?
Good man. All right.
Let's get this baby back.
Ted!
That's it. Whoa, okay, I guess you're ready. All right, now you need to catch one on a fly rod. So you catch that same fish, that's a world record.
I always try to keep it real, and unfortunately, I didn't have the same luck as Ted or Colin had. But that's okay.
Too bad.
Ready for the net, Bill?
Yep, yep. Anytime, as soon as I get him up.
Yep.
He's staying down. Bigger fish will stay down. There we go. This is good fish. Real nice fish.
Okay, bring it
Pat
back.
coming back your way?
Yep. There we go.
There we go. Oh, nice fish. Nice fish.
Excellent.
Yeah. What I want everybody to see is I'm getting my money's worth off this popper. They're chipping all the paint off it. And very nice. Getting there, getting there. It's not near 20-incher, but it's I'll catch these all day.
Well, the fishery here is just fantastic. There's every species you could think of. Because there are 19 lakes and only one resort, there's a very low fishing pressure, and everybody fishes catch and release. So the fish have a chance to grow. Almost any lake you go to, you have a chance of catching a trophy-sized fish.
Although the morning looked promising, the weather changed as the hours progressed. The wind had picked up to a point where the fish were off poppers, so I had to revert back to my intermediate line and streamer.
Fish on. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Again, we've encountered this year a late spring, very cold winter, lots of ice. It's only been out for a couple of weeks, and the fish are just off their pattern right now. So I've had to go deep, slow, and fish structure, and the structure being rock piles. Oh, yeah. Get in that net. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Ha, ha, ha.
That's a trophy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Oh, this is a good fish. Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa, that's a good fish. There's the fly. Oh, yeah. That's 4 pounds, 4.5. That's a good one. Ooh. Scotty's McFly. It looks like an emerald shiner, like I say, when it's wet. And I'm going really slow, 1 inch, 2 inches at a time, and jigging it, making it go up and down and doing this motion. So yeah, very nice.
That's a really good fish. 47,
Yeah,
which is, I don't know what that is in
have to look it up.
real terms.
47 centimeters. Come on, buddy. Away you go. See you later. Good fight. Yeah, got him. Yes, slow and easy. Wow, did he ever hammer it? Another good sized fish.
Yeah, sure is.
Good man. Oh, I have had just an absolute blast, just a blast catching these for the last 4 days here up at Hawk Lake. I've got them on top, I've got them below. We've had to fight for them, really test your skills, but we had success. I want to thank Ted Putnam for inviting us up. And for more information on this show and others in our series, visit us on the web at thenewflyfisher.com. From all of us here at The New Fly Fisher, thanks for joining us. Tight lines, and we'll see you next time.
In our sport, no matter the species you target, there are few things, if any, greater than a topwater take. We crave the opportunity to fish topwater and often have a surface fly rigged and ready to go just in case. I found a place where you can hone your topwater skills, a place where the fishing can be so good, surface flies are all you need all day long. It's a place where you can play on top. We're at Hawk Lake Lodge in Sunset Country, Ontario North. This topwater adventure begins right now on The New Fly Fisher.
Hawk Lake Lodge is located just off the Trans-Canada Highway between Kenora and Dryden in Sunset Country, Northern Ontario, Canada. This drive-to-endorsed lodge is well known for its monster walleye, bruiser bass, and trophy northern pike. Hawk Lake itself is really all you need when you go to the lodge. However, with many other exclusive lakes in the area managed by Hawk Lake Lodge, you really have the opportunity to be the only angler on the water at any given time. This management strategy ensures extremely low angling pressure and fish with a propensity to attack both lures and flies. Fishing with me today is Hawk Lake Lodge owner Ted Putnam. Ted and his family take great pride in the level of service and the world-class fishing their lodge affords. We're on the hunt for pre-spawn smallmouth bass.
Catching smallies topwater is pretty much the pinnacle of fishing. It's nothing better. You see that savage strike flying out of the water. It's wonderful to see, and it's just explosive action.
It's mid-spring and the ice has been off the lakes for a couple of weeks now. As the water temperatures start to get warmer, mid-60s, male smallmouths start to cruise the shallows looking for suitable spawning sites to make their nests. The lakes at Hawk Lake Lodge are varied in both size and depth. Because of this, one lake might be in full pre-spawn mode, while a smaller lake could have already seen the spawn completed. We start on the main lake, where the males have just started to make beds.
Ted, you've got a lot of different sized lakes in the system of the 18 that you do have that you can fish. I like that because it really gives you, multiple seasons within one, doesn't it?
Well, it's nice, Mark, because depending on the weather and what you're looking for, different lakes are going to be producing kind of at different times. There are hatches here, hatches there. Some are deeper, so the fish may be spawning a little bit later, for example. Depending on the wind direction, you can go to another lake where you're going to get protection. So you have lots of options, and if you want to catch a lot of smaller fish or just trophies or just bass or pike or even walleye, you really can mix it up, and that's a really nice draw for all of our fishermen.
We initially wanted to start with topwater poppers, but due to a recent cold front, the fish weren't in the mood. However, we slowed things right down subsurface and got some fish to play along. On Hawk Lake right now, the water temperatures are still relatively cool, but warming up quickly. The males are up shallow, starting to make the nests for the upcoming spawn. The females haven't moved in yet, but they are in the area.
Good job.
How much fun is it to sight fish bass? Now, I wouldn't regularly do this, but this is pre-spawn. These males are up on the nest, making their nest. The females haven't even come in yet.
There we go. All right. Well done.
You know what? For the first Hawk Lake Lodge fish of the trip,
Beautiful.
3-pounder, 2.5, 3-pounder, that's pretty nice.
Gorgeous.
Great fish.
Good way to start it.
All right, buddy. Go back and make more. Did you see that?
Yeah, see that right?
There's a bass set on that.
Yeah.
I think we figured him out, Ted.
Yeah. Just a matter of time. Got a good bend in your rod there.
Oh, so fun. Strong, powerful.
Ready? Oh, there we go. Oh, that's got a little weight. Want the honors?
Yes, sir.
Nice markings.
Very nice. Right to my elbow. Great fish.
Coming up, we switch techniques and hit the topwater.
One of the reasons that I absolutely love this place is because not only do you have the main lake that you can hit whenever you want,
Yeah.
if you're up for a little adventure, it's available. What is it?
It's great because we've got 18 other lakes running around. So if you want to hit the
18.
main lake, it's cool at 18. You jump on an ATV, you take a nice trail out somewhere, you're in the middle of the bush, You got your own lake, your own boat. It's pretty cool. You never know what you're going to catch. Knowing you're going to have wonderful fishing.
Yeah.
And the next day, you get to try a different lake. It's kind of fun.
All right, let's hop on and let's hit it.
Absolutely.
There are boats strategically placed at each of the 18 backcountry lakes, so you can rotate lakes throughout your stay. We arrived at our lake and found success immediately.
Here we go. Good fishing for all of 10 seconds.
Gotta love that. We might be onto the top water today. This is sweet.
Wow, what a way to start the morning.
Are you kidding me?
That didn't take long.
We still have the engine running. We're just backing out.
Exactly. All right, first cast. That's a good omen.
It's a great omen. Oh, and a face wash to boot.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good day, Mark.
Oh, that's a good fish, Ted.
Right off that log.
Yeah, man, that's a big one. Get out of there, man. Look, he's pulling the boat in.
Yeah. He wants to get back in there.
Back to his home. You know, you probably wouldn't want to go any lighter than a 6-weight with these smallies on this system. They are strong.
You need some with a little backbone.
Oh, he's barely hooked too.
Especially when you get into a big one. Oh, right.
Nice grab.
Oh, good fish.
3 pounds?
Absolutely. That's going 17 plus.
17 inches plus.
Excellent. Wow, you just barely got him. Oh, he was sitting right underneath that log.
17-inch smallmouth. Log fishing with poppers. You gotta love it. That is incredible. What a great take. Oh, they just hit so voraciously sometimes, it's unbelievable. Now, one of the things that I've learned while fishing topwater here on this little lake is there's 2 things that you need to be aware of while you're fishing. It's ideal when those bass come up and crush your popper as soon as it hits the water. But this isn't happening today, and they're hitting it in 2 very different ways. Way number 1 is that they're hitting it really hard after it's been sitting for a long time. The second way is that they're just gently sipping it down and you don't even see a ripple. Now, nice fish, great. Now, because of that behavior, when they're just gently sipping it, there's a couple things that you need to do. Number 1 is you always need to be watching your popper because the popper will disappear and you won't even know it unless you're watching. Number 2 is in a drift situation, you always need to keep your line tight to the popper. So as you're drifting towards where the popper is, you need to gently strip in so that you're tight to it without moving that popper. And sure enough, you wait long enough and the fish are there, it's gonna drive them nuts and you're gonna hook up. I don't think he's gonna come back. I think I tagged. Oh, so that's the second time that fish hit that fly. Ted, I'm a firm believer that different fish of the same species have very different personalities. You feel the same sentiment?
Oh, absolutely. It's all based on environment and almost on a daily basis. Things can change it up. So, you know, if you got a crayfish, if you got crayfish running around, they got to be a little more aggressive versus, let's say, a mayfly hatch where you got spinners just coming down. They can be a lot less aggressive.
So do you think that's why we're seeing such a difference in the hits today? Do you think the crayfish might be a little early and there's some violence going on?
They could be emerging in this lake because it's shallower for sure. You also have some of the post-spawn going on here as well.
So you've got some fish that are very aggressive, and we actually just saw a big caterpillar hatch running around. So, you know, you've got a lot of different food sources running around and different ways to get at them.
Right. So that's why I love fishing topwater, is because it's very cerebral, it's very mental. You can't take your eye off your popper for a moment, because you know that that's when that 23-incher is going to whack you.
Of course.
Now, this guy isn't quite 23, but hey, man, smallmouth bass on popper, I'll take them all day long, no matter the size. Little water wolves, right? Just attitude, attitude, attitude. I like it.
Coming up, we go further into the backcountry in search of bruiser smallmouth bass.
Ted, a 15-minute walk through pristine boreal forest. You might as well have taken a 4.5-hour bush plane ride into the middle of nowhere. This is, look, goosebumps. This is absolutely incredible.
It's great. It's 3 miles long. We got bald eagles. We got a lake all to ourselves, and it's going to be fishing nirvana in a minute.
So what are we after here?
Big bass. We got some pike, but I think we'll concentrate on the bass. The topwater should be really good today.
Yeah.
Nice and quiet. The bass are all over the place, as you know, from yesterday's fishing. It's going to be lights out.
Lights out and epic. This is a big fish lake, isn't it?
Big fish, a lot of trophies. You get big lakers, pike, but we're going to go after some really big bass in here. Absolutely.
These bumps are still here. Let's go. You know, we've been here for about 2 hours and we've released probably 15, 17 smallies already, but Ted suggests that things are a little slow. So I'm actually, on his recommendation, gonna put something a little darker on. I left my black poppers back at the shop, but I've got a dark green here, and I think that that just might be dark enough for it. Ted, this spot looks absolutely incredible.
Best spot on the lake, Mark. 3 miles long. Right in here, you got this beautiful little hump. On the right side, you got these rocks with these little drop-offs. On the left side, you got a beaver lodge, an emerging weed bed. Great place for some real big fish.
I'm varying my retrieve up a little bit here because the fish haven't quite told us what they're looking for today. I'm doing everything from a big pop to really make a violent popper noise to a tiny little push that just creates new ripples on the water for the popper. Pretty soon when it'll explode on it, we'll know exactly what they're looking for. Got him! Right from under that log. What a violent smash. I just talked about how you have to vary the retrieve when you're figuring out what these bass want. But a big part of varying the retrieve is actually the non-retrieve. And what I mean by that is sometimes you just have to let them sit. Just let that popper sit until all the rings are gone. Give it a tiny little tug, and boom, explosion. It's just what happened. That bass came up from under that log. Maybe they wanted it a little slower today.
One of the benefits of Hawk Lake Lodge is access. There isn't any access to any of the lakes in the Hawk Lake system except through the lodge itself. It's guaranteed exclusive.
We're the only boat on the water, so it's great because we've an agreement with M&R, Fish and Wildlife, and we're the only ones that are allowed to keep boats in each one of these 18 lakes, not including the main lake where we have a whole fleet of boats, of course. So each day, you're going to go out there and you're going to pick a lake, depending on what you want to catch. You want to go topwater, you want to go walleye fishing, pike fishing, you name it. And you hike all the way out, as we just did this morning, and you're the only boat on the lake. So for all intents and purposes, it's your private lake for the day. It really keeps it interesting when you're trying to mix it up and have a fun vacation over a multi-day fishing trip.
You know, one of the great things to do when you're fishing exclusively topwater is to make sure that you have a wide variety of flies in your box. And I don't mean just a different kinds of bugs and different kinds of terrestrials. I mean sizes. Different sizes are very important. From bugs that you think that fish would never hit because they're so big, like big mouse patterns, to tiny little baby frog patterns. I put on one of those, a little dark green frog with some yellow legs, and this girl came up and whacked it on top. Oh yeah, good fish. All right. You know, when you come to lakes that have high, healthy populations of smallmouth bass, make sure you've got a wide variety of topwater flies so that you can work on honing your craft as a topwater angler. It sure is fun to be able to have a playground where you can experiment all day long.
Ted told me of a walk-to spot that would get us out of the wind, so we decided to pull up and hike a short distance to Lost Lake.
So this is Lost Lake?
Here you go. The second portage gets fished maybe 5 times a year.
Seriously?
Beautiful. Just beautiful.
Untouched.
Untouched.
Did you see that? Oh, yeah!
You're on your own. We didn't bring a net.
That's fine by me. That's incredible. I was casting towards the beaver dam, and I thought my popper fell back and hit the water. So I stopped and I went, hold on, I've got 50, 60 feet of line out. There's no way. It could have been right here. Sure enough, I dropped the popper in and boom, it's lights out.
Fun to explore.
Oh, is it ever? This is perfect. If you love to get out of your comfort zone and go for a walk and be adventurous, this is the place to do it. You've got access to so many different lakes, so many different water bodies that hold big smallmouth and lots of pike, lake trout. It's heaven. It's absolute angler heaven. Come here, buddy. How's that for a walk-in fish? Thank you, buddy. Smallmouth bass on fly. You cannot beat it. I switched over to a Sneaky Pete and just made the comment that, you know, earlier in the week, Ted and I were discussing the merits of, you know, dark flies on dark days and bright flies on bright days. And it being a bright day out, I wasn't getting much today at all. But as soon as the sun came out past that cloud, I pulled this smallmouth off this log. It's not a giant, but Sneaky Pete did the deal for sure. Nice bass, nice bass. You know, it's a real treat to be able to come to a place like Hawk Lake Lodge and have the opportunity to experiment on a technique that you might want to broaden your horizons on. We spent the entire week fishing topwater, and I'm here to tell you it was one of the best weeks I have ever had fishing for smallmouth bass, hands down. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Ted Putnam and Virginia Putnam for their hospitality, and everybody at Hawk Lake Lodge. It is absolutely perfect. For more on Hawk Lake Lodge, please log on to their website and check out The New Fly Fisher at www.thenewflyfisher.com. This has been a top water dream come true. Thanks for joining me. I'm Mark Melnick for The New Fly Fisher. We'll see you in the backcountry.
The New Fly Fisher has been made possible thanks to GoFishInOntario.com. Orvis Sporting Traditions. Scientific Anglers. Umpqua Feather Merchants. Superfly, fly fishing made easy.